Shut up, Simon.
Hey, Wagwan, all my Utes. What's up, y'all? I have terrible news. Probably most of y'all, if you don't live in New York, you don't care. Maybe you do, because New York seemed once upon a time to be the epicenter of everyone's attention. But I am here to tell you right now, it's dead. It is dead, ladies and gentlemen. The city that never sleeps has been tucked in by Mama Corona. And maybe for the long run. I don't see a return to what it was. It's becoming a ghost town. People are leaving. People are like, I don't understand why the fuck I pay all this rent if all I'm about to do is just sit on my stoop and get a chopped cheese at 2 a.m. in the morning. That just ain't worth $13,000. This place is just too damn expensive to begin with. And it once was all worth it because you had nice restaurants, you had unlimited entertainment, you had unlimited access to a social abundance unmatched by any other fucking city in the world. And now all that is gone, like any hope we had in the political system. Ha! Bear with me, y'all. I'm just trying out some political material right now. You feel me? I ain't even no political nigga. But anywho, moving to New York City and achieving your creative dream is just as much of a fantasy now as the American dream. Dead ass. I know for me, I'm like, well, hell, I'm a comedian. And where the hell am I supposed to be a comedian if there's nowhere to do comedy? You know? I mean, like the parks, but ain't nobody trying to pay you because that's a free space. Niggas could just walk up to your shit. I don't need to take a nigga. This is a public park. Zoom, which is it's hard to get people to pay for a Zoom link. Where can a stage actor do they thing if Broadway shut down? How can a nigga make money tap dancing on the train if ain't nobody riding the train, ladies and gentlemen? These questions cannot be answered. Everything that we thought we were is now in question. Or is it? And that's today's topic on Shut Up Simon, ladies and gentlemen. I am Simon, and today I'm on y'all asses about this obsession with identity and our need to identify with shit. You know what I'm saying? Or just more so the obsession with identity.
Shut up, Simon.
Who am I? What is the purpose? What is my meaning? These have been the questions tickling the human brain since we have been able to think. And now, it is my opinion that these same questions are why we as lost as we are. And why we can't seem to really just figure out who we are in the first place. It's like, you know, that stereotype of that in the girlfriend group, there's always the one girlfriend who is so desperate for a man that, so you all know in, like, you know, the shows like Girlfriends and like the Parkers and shit, like all those, like, you know, girlfriend shows. And there's the stereotypical girlfriend who's so desperate for a man that everything that she do is actually keeping men from her, pushing men away and shit. And I feel like that's the relationship we have with identity. I feel like we're so desperate for it and go so hard that it results in the exact opposite happening. We're just on a lifelong search trying to find nothing. And I'm not saying that identity is nothing. I'm just saying that our relationship with identity is counterproductive, stupid, stagnant, and it is just the exact opposite of the idea of evolution. Check this out. This is what I'm saying. We go so hard for these identities. We go so hard to try to confirm who we are to ourselves and to others. The concept alone contradicts everything that it means to evolve. So what I'm saying is, first, let's begin with a working definition of what identity is. Just so y'all can be where I'm at in this conversation. You feel what I'm saying? So I looked up identity. The top 3 definitions of identity. The first one, the state or fact of remaining the same one or ones as under varying aspects or conditions. In layman's terms, that means staying the same no matter what. You can't evolve if you stay the same, you feel me? But I ain't gonna take y'all there yet. The number 2 definition, the condition of being oneself or itself and not another. I ain't even got a layman's that shit for y'all. Third definition, condition or character as to who a person or what a thing is. The qualities, the beliefs, etc. that distinguish or identify a person or thing. Boom. We'll even go with that one. If we look at the definitions of identity, the ones that I just read, and then we look at them based on our own relationship with identity and our own identities, they contradict each other hella. Peep. The state or fact of remaining the same one or ones. We base a lot of our identity off of things that change. Our jobs, our marital status, our sexual preference. I don't give a fuck what people say, bruh. But I know personally gay niggas who ain't gay all the time. And who am I to tell them that they ain't gay? You know what I'm saying? As a straight male, I just stay in my lane. You know what I'm saying? I can't tell nobody what they doing doesn't qualify them to be what they want to be. We've attached ourselves to this very rigid idea of identity. And because of that, we are stuck in this fucking loop of self. We're just stuck in these different boxes. And I know all of us are always like, we don't want to be in no boxes. But do we not want to be in boxes, or are we just upset that our boxes aren't on the damn paper? You feel what I'm saying? When we hold on to this idea of identity that we have, we limit everything that we could be. We tell ourselves, this is what I am, this is what I am does, or this is the group that I am with, how I identify, this is what we do. So what happens when you don't agree with everything that the group you identify with does? We base our identity off of shit that we didn't even choose. We don't even have a choice in. I didn't choose to be black, but I identify as black. I didn't choose to be born a man, but I identify as a man. I ain't choose to be born in Atlanta, but shit, ATL Hotel IDIE. You feel me? I ain't lived there in 10 years. But who gonna tell me that I'm not from there? Who gonna tell me that I ain't that, you know what I mean? I ain't an ATLian. That's what we try to do to folks when we pushed and encourage this rigid relationship with identity. Do y'all see what I mean? Attached to identities are shit like gender roles, stereotypes, things that generalize everybody, generalize different groups and shit. Things that we hate, bro. Things that we always getting on. But we don't even see how this obsession to identify and belong to these groups only perpetuate these ideas of just grouping people together. The only thing that I can think that remains the same that people identify with is their race. That can't change. Or just kind of just where you're from. I'm Mexican. If you're a Mexican fool, or if you black, These things you can't change. Like, these things will remain constant. But what's funny is we didn't even choose these. Like, these aren't things that were a choice of ours. These are things we were just born into, yet we hold so heavy to these identities. Or the attachment is so deep. Yes, the connection may not even be that deep. I know black people who don't even feel or relate or want to be black. They don't connect. But am I to tell them that they not? Am I qualified to tell them, oh no, you're not black? To me, I'm like, yeah, nigga, you black. Yeah, even if you don't want to be, you black. We can literally be whatever we want to be, bro. Look at Rachel Dolezal. I know we don't like her, bro. I know we don't like her. But she literally did what people say you can't do. And she got away with that shit, and she's still getting away with that shit. I don't think a black person could pull that off, but I think low-key you could. I know some black people who are mixed who look white as fuck and can get away with that shit if they really went as hard as Rachel Dolezal. And it wasn't found out until somebody looked at their birth certificate and was like, oh, no, wait, this is a black man or a woman.
Shut up, Simon.
The idea of identity that we have right now is just very counterproductive. And it's very stupid. It's not moving us forward. It's not doing anything but just holding us in this one place. Identity is based on experience, to me. How you identify is based on what you have experienced. I'm a black man. Yes, I could use black and man to identify. So could Idris Elba. But me and Idris Elba, I doubt, have experienced a similar life, a similar upbringing. Outside of being black and being a man. I can guarantee you that we had different upbringings. Some might have been the same, but I bet there was more different than there was the same. But who's blacker? Who can be like, I'm black? Who can be like, I'm a man? We both can. There's no argument about that. So there needs to be no back and forth of this identity shit. But there is. Of course there is. Because we must make everything out of nothing. What I'm saying is, when we are caught up in how we identify, what we identify as, all we're doing is keeping ourselves in these fucking boxes that we're trying to avoid. We're like, okay, if I'm black, or what disqualifies my experience of being black. I'm only using black and male shit because those are the only two things that I can use that I can see like I identify as on this like very basic level of identity that I'm talking about. And I'm trying to see if y'all, and I'm trying to help y'all understand just where I'm coming from with the whole shit. It's like, I'm a comedian. Kevin Hart's a comedian. Me and Kevin Hart aren't the same. But if I'm so caught up on what Kevin Hart is doing, and this is what a comedian should be doing because I identify as a comedian, I'm losing all of the experience that I could be creating as a comedian. What I'm saying is, this thirst for identity is a lot of the reason why we are so divided and why we just can't halfway agree on shit and can't come to a common ground. And that's what I mean by halfway agree. Halfway agree means just find the common ground on shit. Because if we don't fully agree on shit, then we can't fully identify. We making it too hard for people to just be what they want to be, bro. Because it's on some like, if you gonna be that, nigga, you gotta be that. You gotta be all the way that. You gotta be fully that. You gotta support everything that's on, or you not that. You can't call yourself that. And that's bullshit. That's just making shit more and more divided, bro. It just makes no sense. I got one homie, my one gay homie. I mean, I got a lot of gay homies, but I got this one gay homie. She on some shit where like she don't eat no pussy. She just only get her pussy ate. And some of our other homies be on some like she ain't gay, but she only get head from women, and she don't fuck dudes. So it's just on some shit like, who are y'all to tell her that she ain't just because she ain't giving head? Just because she ain't giving head to women is she not gay? So she can't be gay? Is she? You know what I'm saying? Who made the qualifications?
Shut up, Simon.
This idea of identity is just so rigid, so backwards. It's just no room for growth in it. Our whole lives we're spending just changing, going through shit, evolving as people. But when we accept this identity bullshit, then we on some shit like, okay, well, I can't go back, or I gotta give all this up if I'm going to begin to identify as this. I know a lot of niggas who are Muslim who still smoke, drink, but they celebrate Ramadan. You know what I'm saying? They fast and shit. They ain't praying 5 times a day. Maybe they are. But who am I to tell them, nigga, you ain't a real Muslim? None of us have any sort of jurisdiction on anybody's identity because we ain't the only people that identify as that. If that makes sense. I don't even know if that makes sense to my damn self. I'm saying we create the people that we want to be. Fuck who you are. Who you trying to be. Be that motherfucker. Be the motherfucker you trying to be. Which is what it is to evolve, bruh. You can pull all sorts of shit from everywhere to create your own identity. You can fucking like whatever you want to like, bro. I don't even really have no examples because there's just so much shit in this world that you can do and you can be and you can like, and we just trapping ourselves in the ideas of just being these things. Y'all don't hear me, bro. I don't think y'all hear me.
Shut up, Simon.
I don't think y'all hear me, but I think a lot of it is because I'm just kind of going off script. We all trying to find this meaning of life, and we driving ourselves crazy doing that shit. That's why the suicide rate so damn high. It's because we out here just trying to figure out what we supposed to be doing, what our lives are supposed to be, instead of just creating the shit, just doing, just making our lives whatever we want them to be. We got a blank canvas. I know this sound cheesy, bro, but we all got a goddamn blank canvas. And what we doing right now is trying to look on other people's canvases, trying to see, okay, do I like that? Then I'm going to try it. But just start fucking going crazy. You'll figure out what you like. And that's who we are. We are what we like. And if you're someone who like fucked up shit, then you're probably fucked up. But most of us are not. And I truly believe that. And once we start to dig into what we really fucking like and the shit that we enjoy, or just trying shit, even if we don't enjoy it, just begin to try shit. Then we find out what we like. Then we find out who we are, bro. Then we find out what we want to be doing for our whole lives. But that only happens when we go out and do it. And I know the system has its favorites, and I ain't even really talking about that. This ain't even that conversation, brothers. I know the system has its favorites, and the authorities demonstrate preference over identities, more preference over identities than they do over others. That ain't what I'm talking about, bro. But if we understand that it's more a fight for the people than it is for the identities, shit. If we understand that shit, then that'll solve itself, and then everybody can goddamn be who they want to be. I know, you know what I'm saying? We could talk about that, but that ain't this conversation. I know the system ain't fair to all identities. But if everyone understood that identity is a collection of experiences, then we would understand how important each and every experience is. But first, we need to goddamn let go of this whole idea of identifying and shit, bro, fitting into these boxes. And any identity, bro, any identity group is a fucking box. I don't give a fuck what you say. It's a box, bro. We gotta just get rid of all these goddamn boxes, even the ones that ain't on the damn paper. I'm not saying that we need to eliminate identity completely. I'm just saying reevaluate our relationship with the shit. I think it's important to hold some level of identity, but I think we need to understand what creates identity, bro, and not just fucking, it's just lying somewhere waiting for us to find it. Life would be meaningless without identity. I do agree with that. Life is a complex mixture of all sorts of identities. It's a complex mixture of experiences that are shared by all different types of people. Shit ain't just black and white. And we know those are the two most boring colors in the whole shit anyway, bruh. Life is the whole color wheel. You feel me? Bruh, I don't think y'all really know how many colors it is. Just pull up a wheel, bruh. Just Google color wheel, bruh. And it's just every space up in that shit is a different color. Even by the slightest. So, shit, I'm over this basic shit with identity. As normal, bruh. I love y'all. Every single one of y'all. Let's do better. I'm out this bitch. Good night.
Shut up, Simon.